Here we go. The first question, okay, I'm going to do is question 12. Question 12, the good thing about question 12 is all the bases are the same. Okay, so all the bases are the same. Now, there's one thing you're not allowed to do with logs, okay? And what you're not allowed to do is at the start, you're not allowed to cancel all the log 7s. Just doesn't work that way. Now, because they're all the same base, your best choice is to use rule 1. Rule 1, this is a solved question. Solved question means at the end of this question we'll get x equals something, or we might get x equal to 2 things or 1 thing. That's the only way this question can be solved. So what we do is we use the division rule. So we get log 7 divided by, and it's going to be x squared plus 4, all divided by x minus 1. See why we're using log rule 2. Is everybody happy with that first step? Yeah. Okay. Now, and only now, are you allowed to say, well look, log 7 is the same as this log 7 here. And whatever, because they're equal, whatever's in the bracket must equal whatever is in the bracket on the other side. So what we can say now is x minus 1 equals 3x plus 2. What we're going to do next is we're going to cross multiply. And we're going to get x squared plus 4 equals, this is going to be, that x minus 1 is going up here. Now we're going to multiply it out. 3x squared minus 3x plus 2x minus 2. We're going to choose a side. I'm going to choose to bring everything over to the right hand side just for a second. So, going to bring the x squared over, it becomes a minus x squared. Going to bring the 4 over, it becomes a minus 4.
Good morning again, and apologies for the intrusion.
Now, what we're going to do next is 0 equals 3x squared minus x squared is 2x squared. Then we're going to have minus 3x plus 2x is minus 1x. Then at the end, minus 4 minus 2 is minus 6. Okay, that's a good reference number question there. Just going to spin it around so it looks the way we normally do it. Okay, now that we have that done, so what we're going to get here is 6 multiplied by 2 minus 12. Then what we're going to get here is minus 4 plus 3. 2x squared minus 4x plus 3 minus 6 equals 0. 2x bracket x minus 2. X minus 2, yeah, sorry, just 3 into x minus 2 equals 0. Then we get 2x plus 3 bracket x minus 2 equals 0. X equals 2, or x will equal to minus 3 over 2, just by the usual means. Will you guys give number 14, okay? With number 14, the first problem is the squared, okay? Log base 3 x plus 2 squared minus log base 3 x plus 1 plus log base 3 x plus 5. Now that that's done, what we're going to get is we're going to use the taken away rule, or the division rule. Now, I was asked earlier, does the squared have anything to do with the x plus 1? The squared is completely concentrated on the x plus 2 only. When you obey the rule rigidly, the x plus 2 squared is what goes on, x plus 2 to be squared is what goes on top, and what goes on bottom is the x plus 1. So when you obey it rigidly, you can see that the x plus 1 has absolutely nothing to do with the squared. Then on the other side we have log 3 to the x plus 5. Both the logs can now disappear, and we're going to bring up the x plus 1. So we're going to get x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 2 on one side. Sorry, I'll do the next step out in its entirety, just don't confuse anybody. X plus 2 squared, x plus 1 equals x plus 5. Now that I've done that, what we can do is we can bring up the x plus 1 to multiply it out. And what I'll get here is I'm going to get x squared plus 4x plus 4 equals x squared plus 6x plus 5. And what Simon picked up on earlier was, look, there's no x squareds this time around. 6x to the left, 4 to the right. And what you're going to get is 4x minus 6x equals 5 minus 4 minus 2x equals 1. X equals minus a half. Okay? So x equals minus a half. Okay guys, so as I said, questions 1 to 14 are all linear equations ending up in either a quadratic or a simple linear. Okay, so in questions 1 to 15 you're either going to get something like this at the end, or you're going to get something like this at the end. That's the only way 1 to 15 is going to end. Now, what else is going to happen is number 20. In 15 to 20 we're going to be doing simultaneous equations. Okay, so we'll find out what's going on here. Alright, looking at the first part of number 20, what rule can I do on the left? Log 2 to the power, and then it's going to be 2x, isn't it? Or sorry, no, not 2x. X divided by 2. It's the division rule. And then on the other side we're going to have log 2 1 minus y. Now what can we say about x over 2 and 1 minus y? Equal. They're equal. Okay, bring the 2 up. X equals 2 minus 2y. Bring the 2y over the other side. X plus 2y equals 2. That is one of the, remember simultaneous equations, they come in pairs. So that's one of them, okay? Set up, ready to go. Now I have to get the other one.
Are these log rules in the
log rules are in the tables, okay? Next one is these ones here. So it's a multiplication rule, isn't it? So it's going to be log to the base 2 multiply x by x plus 2y. X times x plus 2y?
x squared.
X squared plus 2xy or 2yx, same thing, equals 3. Now what's the rule then? It means x squared plus 2xy equals 2 to the power of 3. Do you remember that from earlier? Log 10 to the base of 100, we all know it's 2. This means that the 100 here equals 10 to the power of 2. I did the exact same thing. Moved it around in the exact same manner. Yes. Now that we have that done, what's going to happen is this means that it's going to be x squared plus 2xy equals 8. Now, just a quick note on questions 15 to 20 before I continue. They can end two ways. They can end with a really easy simultaneous equation, something like this, something like that, or it can end up with the quadratic simultaneous equation, something like this. You could end up with something like this here, or there's another version of that, and you've already done this exercise and all these, you've already done this. The other one is this one here, something like what we have here. So it's always, you can have a linear quadratic. The two of these here are linear quadratics, and the other one here, the other one is just your standard simultaneous equation you would have done in junior cert. Okay, so that's the endings from 15 to 20. You'll get one or the other. Okay, now that this is done, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to solve this equation. Now you remember how to solve this equation. Go to the linear equation, which is the one that doesn't have x squared and it doesn't have x multiplied by y. Get a letter on its own. Which letter is my best choice to get on its own? X. Why is x the best choice? If I get y on its own, I'm going to end up with fractions, and squaring out fractions is not fun. It can be done, but it's not nice. Okay? So what we're going to get is x equals 2 minus 2y. Then we're going to go over here, and we're going to, anywhere we see x, we're going to put 2 minus 2y. So 2 minus 2y squared plus 2 times 2 minus 2y times y equals 8. Got to multiply this out. Okay? Please remember that this here means 2 minus 2y by 2 minus 2y. So what we're going to get is 4 minus 8y plus 4y squared. That's when you multiply it out. Everybody happy enough with that? You multiply it out, you'll get 4 minus 8y plus 4y squared. Now, this one here, okay, I'm going to rearrange it so that this y here, just the way I like to do it, this y here is going to appear beside the 2. Am I allowed to do that?
Yeah.
Because it's multiply. 2 multiplied by 3, same thing as 3 multiplied by 2. I'm allowed to move it in and around. 2y multiplied by 2, 4y, 2y by 2y, minus 4y squared equals 8. Now, as it turns out, the y squareds have just cancelled. So, that's okay. And now we're going to get minus 8y plus 4y. Minus 4y. Then bring the 4 over the other side. It becomes 8 minus 4. Minus 4y equals 4. Y therefore equals 4 divided by minus 4, which is minus 1. Y is minus 1. Okay. Now that we know that y is minus 1, how do we find the x value? Throw it up. X equals 2 minus 2 times minus 1. Because it's 4 divided by minus 4. It's 8y minus 8y plus 4y is minus 4y. Then you brought over the plus 4 to become minus 4. Okay, now you're going to get x equals 4. So the answer is x equals 4, y equals minus 1. Okay, that's okay. Look at 19 and you go, okay, I'm going to take the anything in red is this one here. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to apply immediately the multiplication rule. 2 multiplied by x plus 1 is 2x plus 2. That in turn equals log to base 2y. Y therefore is 2x plus 2. Everybody seems to be happy with that. Next one is the 2 of these equals 2. So I'm going to do this in blue. Everything here is the blue side. So we're going to get log to the base 2 xy equals 2. You know the rule. This is the base, that's the power. Xy equals 2 to the power 2. This 2 here is this one here. Okay? Then once we've done that, we're going to get xy equals 4. Once again, we're looking at one of these linear quadratic systems. But it's a lot easier than question 20 because a lot of it is already done. All I need to do is replace y with 2x plus 2. So I'm going to get x multiplied by 2x plus 2 equals 4. Multiply in 2x squared plus 2x, bring over the 4 minus 4. I could do the reference number, but why am I not going to? Oh, sorry, I could do the long reference number, but why am I going to do that? Divide everything by 2. And then our reference number is now minus 2. And what we should get here is x minus 2, x plus 1 equals 0, x equals 2, or x equals minus 1. Once you've done that, you need to go back up. You always, once you get your 2x values, you always sub it back into the linear, not the quadratic, the linear, always. So what we get is y equals 2x plus 2. Y therefore equals 2 times 2 plus 2. Y equals 6. So when x equals 2, y equals 6. And when x equals minus 1, y equals 0. Okay, right there at the end. Sorry lads, when you're doing the reference number, it's important to make sure that the symbols match up. So what we found out if this ever happens to you in an exam, is if you're double checking over it and you go, oh, that's +1, not -1. All we gotta do is just go in here and just change the signs, and it's actually a really quick fix. Now the problem with that is though, it's affecting my y answers. So my y answers is going to be -2. So it's going to be -4 + 2, which is y equals -2. And then the other one is going to be x equals +1. So that'll be +1. 2 times 1, 2. This means y equals 4. So if that does happen to you in an exam, main thing is don't scribble everything out. Just go in and just change the bits that does need change, and just not everything needs a change just because of a small mistake. Sorry about that. Okay.